መብራት ነው ፍቅሩ። ተነፋፍቀዋል ህዝቦቻችን በጉጉት መኖር ይብቃ ሰቀቀን። ባል ከሚስትና ከልጆቻቸው በምሬት የሚያለብሱት ተለያይተው ወንድም እህቶች ልጆቿንን የአፍሪካ ጦርነት ጸብ ያያለፈው ይብቃ። እርግቦች በኢትዮ ኤርትራ ሰማይ ብረሩ የሰላም የፍቅር መዝሙር አብራቸው ዘምሩ። ረጋቢት ኣብ ኢትዮ ኤርትራ ሰማይ ብረራ ናይ ሰላም ናይ ፍቅር መዝሙር ሓቢብከን ዘምራ። ተሽከርከሪ መኪና ተሽከርከሪ ከአዲስ አበባ አስመራ ሰላም ብለሽ ዙሪ። ተዘወረ ማኪና ተዘወሬ ከአዲስ አበባ አስመራ ሰላም ብለሽ ዙሪ። በፍቅር መንፈስ በንጹህ ልባችን ሰናይ ዘመን ሊመጣ ዘምር ሰላም ብለን። ናይ ፍቅር መንፈስ በንጹህ ልብና ሰናይ ዘመን ክመጽ ዘምር ሰላም ይልና ጥላቻ አስወግደን በመተሳሰብ እንዲኖሩልን በሃይማኖት እንዲሁም በቋንቋ ጎረቤታሞች ሚኖሩ ናቸው በአፍሪካ። ፋይዳ የለውም ጦርነት እሳት ተባብለን ሰላምን እናግሳት። ከሰላም በቀር ለችግራችን እንኖር በፍቅር እንደ ድሯችን። አስተዋይ ህዝቦች ጽኑ እምነታቸው ለመጪው ትውልድ በክብርና ውርሳቸው። እርግቦች በኢትዮ ኤርትራ ሰማይ ብረሩ የሰላም የፍቅር መዝሙር አብራችሁ ዘምሩ። ረጋቢት ኣብ ኢትዮ ኤርትራ ሰማይ ብረራ ናይ ሰላም ናይ ፍቅር መዝሙር ሓቢብከን ዘምራ። ተሽከርከሪ መኪና ተሽከርከሪ ከአዲስ አበባ አስመራ ሰላም ብለሽ ዙሪ። ተዘወረ መኪና ተዘወሬ ከአዲስ አበባ አስመራ ሰላም ተዙሪ። የኢትዮጵያ ህዝቦች ጽኑ ቃል ኪዳናቸው የሌሎችን መብት ማክበር ነው እምነታቸው። የኤርትራ ህዝቦች ጽኑ ቃል ኪዳናቸው የሌሎችን መብት ማክበር ነው እምነታቸው። አሃይ አየ ከሸዋችን ወደ አስመራ ሲገሰግሱ ከአስመራ ባልባ ወደ ጎንደር ሲነሱ ከምጽዋ በደቀ ማርያም አንበሳ ሲደርሱ ካሰብ ወደ መሃር አገር ሲመላለሱ ናፈቀኝ ያለፈው ጊዜ ሰላም መንፈሱ። ካብ ሸዋ ጽዕልና በስመራ ክግስግሳ ካብ አስመራ ባዕድዋ ናብ ጎንደር ክብገሳ ካብ ባጽዕ በደቀ ማርያም ንዛል አንበሳ بعثت نماكل هاجر كمل على سا نافقي زحلتي سلام وسا اسبتات ኢትዮጵያ ጽኑ ቃል ኪዳኑ ናይ ካልኦት መሰለት ምግባር አሚኑ። እስብታት ኤርትራ ጽኑ ቃል ኪዳኑ ናይ ካልኦት መሰለት ምግባር አሚኑ። ፈለጋችን ሲከተል በህዝባችን ሰላም ነግሳ መፈራራት አስወግዶ በየጎረቤቱ በአንድ ሰዓት በአውሮፕላን ሲደርስ ቤቱ ይታየኛል የሰላም ጮራ የፍቅር ወቅቱ። ተምሳሌት ሰላም ዘርሰና
ኦኬ እንግዲህ አድማጮቻችን ያው ዛሬ በርዕሱ እንደተገለጸው ስለ ኖቤል ፕራይስ ተሸላሚው አብይ አህመድ ያለውን ብዙ ሰዎች ግድያ እየተካሄደ ነው። ሀገሪቷ በጣም የተቃጠለች ነው ያለችው። በአሁኑ ጊዜ ኢንተርኔት ተቋርጧል። ሰው እንዲያውቀው አልተፈለገም። ድምጻችን ተዘግቷል። የተለያዩ ሚዲያዎች ድምጽ እንዲዘጉ ተደርጓል እና ይሄን ባህሪውን ለኖርዌጅን ፒስ ፕራይስ ተሸላሚዎችን መልእክት ለማስተላለፍ ነው። ይህ መልእክት እነሱ ጋር እስከሚደርስ ድረስ ሼር ማድረጋችን እንዳንዘገይ ነው። ድምጽ ይሰማል? That's good. ስለዚህ based on this ዛሬ መጀመሪያ የምንጀምረው ይሄ
died after the murder of a singer. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has failed to deliver the peace he promised. Under him, Ethiopia has returned to chaos and violence. Political challengers have been jailed. The military has been set loose. Digest this. This Prime Minister received the Nobel Peace Prize only last year.
Mourners by the burial site were crying as the coffin was lowered into the ground. In it lay Hakalu Hundesha,
እንግዲህ የምታዩት ያላችሁ ስለ ኢትዮጵያ
one of Ethiopia's most popular singers.
የሚገልጽ ነው።
He inspired a generation of Oromo, Ethiopia's largest but marginalized ethnic group. His anthems became a rallying cry during protests that overthrew the previous government. On June 29th, Hundesha was assassinated in the capital, Addis Ababa. Members of the Oromo community blamed other ethnic groups for the killing. Ever since, the state of Oromo has been locked in a bloody ethnic conflict. Over 200 people are dead, mostly civilians. Reports say some of the killings were carried out by military wings with hardline political views. The consequence of the Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's decision to send troops to stop the violence. Following the unrest, the government has arrested 3,500 people, including high-profile opposition leaders and members of his own ethnic group, the Oromo. The internet has been cut off. Observers say the crackdown was not just about ethnic clashes. It was political cleansing, the wiping out of the opposition. Fatigues. Remember, he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for ending a war and raising hopes of democratic change. Now, under him, Ethiopia is returning to violence and chaos. He was touted as a young, democratic leader. He preached peace in a land ridden by ethnic conflict. Elected to office in 2018, Abiy exposed an Ethiopian nationalism not defined by ethnicity. He said he will knit together. Political prisoners were released. The ones in exile were allowed to return. Freedom of the press was restored. But some of the groups have failed to lay down their arms. According to human rights organizations, the military is still committing abuses. Many believe Abiy's democratic patience is running out, and that he may return to the strongman tactics so familiar in Ethiopia until his election. After Abiy's initial reforms, Ethiopia was hailed as the model democracy in Africa. Not anymore. Since April 2018, borders between Ethiopia's 9 ethnic federal states have been the scene of deadly clashes. Close to 3 million people have fled their homes. This makes Ethiopia the country with the highest number of internally displaced people. Was the Nobel Committee this one?
Peace he promised. Under him, Ethiopia.
ኦኬ እንግዲህ አድማጮቻችን ያው እንዳያችሁት ነው wrong person no the Nobel Peace Prize was given to the wrong person and the committee flawed action is not acceptable by Ethiopian nor other African people. The Norwegian Nobel Committee, which gives the 2019 Nobel Peace Prize model to Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, had made disappointment to several Ethiopians and Africans. If the committee was in touch with people of Africa, they should give for those who work hard and change the status of their people and poverty rate and peace, such as the former Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Meles Zenawi, and also the current President of Rwanda. Meles had tried everything to make peace with Eritrea. He helped Eritreans to achieve a successful referendum. He was able to finance the entire Eritrean budget until the problem peacefully. And also, after he won the war, he stopped the war from going all the way down to Asmara. Not only that, but also he helped multiple Eritreans to stay in Tigray region until they transited to other neighboring country, to Europe and also to America. After he won the war, he did not argue with Isaias. He went back fighting the main Ethiopian enemy called poverty. He suspended the war and he resumed building Ethiopia, and he made for the Nobel Peace Prize. Please share this and oppose the Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, a serial killer in Ethiopia, and the Norwegian committee needs to know about this to take away his Nobel Peace Prize. A Nobel Peace Prize for Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed is not, he doesn't deserve it. So please share this with everyone. So I will continue. If the purpose of the Peace Prize to encourage Ethiopians and Africans, they should select Meles, who sacrificed his entire life for the people of Ethiopia, and also comparatively, Meles was a peacekeeper not only in Ethiopia, but also in the entire part of the Horn Africa. But he was always accused of something by Europeans, especially the German Chancellor. So we already know that Africans who love their people and work hard do not get appreciation, but false accusation. So we are asking the Norway Committee to return Abiy's Nobel Peace Prize back, since Abiy is already declared a war towards his own people. ABIY Ahmed, to make a peace between Ethiopians and Eritrean people. The peace initiative was made not for the people of Ethiopia and Eritrea, but for the benefit of the two leaders, to get rid of the strongest party in Ethiopia called TPLF. That is the reality of the initiative peace in between the two countries. The Algiers demarcation still remains the same. Abiy purposely play a huge role between the neighbors are still closed. The road, the air, and all the communication between Tigray and Eritrea are still remains closed. Diplomatic relationship between the people is still closed. The border and air route between the neighboring are still closed because of Abiy Ahmed and the Eritrean president. The people are still suffering. The Ethiopian people and the Eritrean people are still suffering. Abiy administration has given an acceptable reason to postpone the election time and decided to stay in power. Accordingly, the opposition party leaders who gave an interview which shows that the current, for those who said the above sentence is thrown to jail by creating a special case. The Abiy administration set up to kill the young, well-known freedom fighter Hachalu Hundessa, which he knew that will create a big chaos, since Hachalu was already given an interview that the government is killing multiple Oromo people, and the killing was so silent. And such a thing, he said, is way worse than the last 27 years of the TPLF administration. That interview was broadcasted just before he was, why Hachalu was killed. And the killing of the singer raises a multiple questions, and it was a good opportunity for Abiy administration to jail all the opposition party leaders, such as Bakala Garba, Jawar Mohammed, and also number of medias are locked down, to mention the few Tigray media, OMN, Oromo Media Network, Auramba Times, and multiple small medias interviewed the victims. So far, the Abiy administration has killed multiple generals, state governments, a number of influential singers and humiliated people who were very influential, investors forced to flee around, they cannot invest, they cannot stimulate the economy of the country, and made political instability. He continues to abuse the Tigray people government as the cause of the instability. They kept their state and their people in shape, and because they decided to do the election when it is due. As a result, we, as all Ethiopians, we are asking or demanding the European Union, the Norwegian Committee, the United States of America, the African Union, adequate pressure and sanction for the serial killer ABIY administration. I'm going to emphasize this, and I'm going to say that again. As a result of the above problems which is created by ABIY administration, we are demanding America, the African Union, the Human Rights Watch to apply adequate pressure and sanction for the serial killer of ABIY administration. We are calling all Ethiopians to stand. Ethiopian people are already showing their solidarity all over the world. Such a great solidarity should continue until the political prisoners are released from jail, until all nations and nationalities are free again, until the internet is opened back to people of Ethiopia, until the Oromo Media Network, the Tigray Media Network is, the Auramba Times and other small media. We are asking all the veto powers to remove and to apply pressure against ABIY administration. I thank you so much. You have to share this to everyone until the Norwegian Peace Committee is seeing this video and decide and think twice again before they give a Nobel Prize for those who killed and declare a war against their people. I'll thank you so much, and I will give you another song until I hear some other comments from you. صبوما اتزاربكو حزي حسب seriously اب ኢትዮጵያ ዝግበር ዘሎ ጨፍጫፍ اب ኢትዮጵያ ዝግበር ዘሎ ዘይፍትሓዊ ግፍዒ اب ኢትዮጵያ اب ዝተገበረ ባዕሎም ችግር ካብ ዓቅሞም ንዓቅም ምስኮነ ኦሮምኛ ተዛረብቲኦም ቀቲሎም ሞንሃጫሉ እንዳበሉ ግን ድማ ትግርኛ ይዛረቡ ነይሮም ኢልካ ንህዝባዊ ወያነ ሓርነት ትግራይን ንህዝቢ ትግራይን ውግእ ንምፍጣር زعلمه اي كونيلوم حزب تግራይ ካልኣይ ክወርዎ ኮነኢሎም ንህዝቢ ትግራይ ከጥፍኡ ጋዕን ሆይሎም ክጎብጥናን ዝሓስብዎ ዘለው ፕላን ስለ ዝኾነ ዘውዝኒኤ ፕላን ንምዕዋት ኩላ ነገር ዝተገበረት ህወሓት ብምባል ህወሓት ንምጥፋእ ድማ ህዝቢ ትግራይ ከጥፍኡ ስለ ዝደልዩ ዝገብርዎ ዘለው ድራማታት እዩ ካብኡ ሓሊፉ ንሃጫሉ ንምቕታል ህዝባውያን ሓርነት ይኹን ህዝቢ ትግራይ ዋላ ትግርኛ ተዛረብቲ ምንም ዓይነት ኢንተረስት ከም ዘይብሎም ዝፍለጥ እዩ ምንም ዓይነት ኢንተረስት ኣብ ኦሮምኛ ተዛረብቲ ኣሕዋትና ክንቀትል ግፍዕ ክንፈጥር ኣይኮነን ዶ ሕዚ ቅድሚ ሕዚ እውን ሓሲብናዮን ጌርናዮን ኣይንፈልጥ ከም ሽብርተኛ ኣብ ዓለም ሬጅስተር ብምግባር ኣብ ላክድ ዳውን እትዮም ብዘይ መንገዲ ብዘይ ኣየር ምንቅስቃስ ህዝቢ ትግራይ ከጥፍዎ ስለ ዝደልዩ ጥራሕ እዩ ህዝቢ ትግራይ ድማ እዙይ ተረዲኡ ንዝናይ አብይ አሕመድ ተንኮል عوت نخيخون بملو نحلفو زلنا ملأختي كأتتا نابني عالم من قستات كأتون زواتو بيتيشيناتن كفرمون ناي أبي أحمد سلطان تنتقواتيخو حزب فليتو كساب كاب سلطان زوارد كندكس يبلنا ازي عواجزي زوجزي أو جملنا زلو نهوحات ويدمان حدا بارت زي كونه تجارو خم تجارو متن تجرينياز زارب سب نهاج على قتيلو مالتها مالتي نهاج على قتلو هلو نعو بورمنيا يزاربو نيرم ننما علاتهم جن تجرينيا يزاربو نيرم إلكا وانجل أبتجارو تسلئت ህዝቢ ኢትዮጵያ ኣብ ተጋሩ ጽልኢት ንሓድርን ተጋሩዮም ዘዋዱና ዘለውን ዝቆትሉና ዘለውን ዝብል መልእኽትን ምሕላፍን ይምበር ትግርኛ ዘይዛረብ ኣምሓራይ ወይ ኦሮሞ ኣብዚ ሕዚ ግዜ የለን ህወሓት ይሁን ህዝቢ ትግራይ ግን ንሃጫሉ ንኽቆትሉ ትግርኛ ተዛረብቲ ኣይሰደደን ኣባልነቶም ናይ ሸኔ ኢሎም ሸኔ እውን ኣይቀተሎን ትግራዋይ እውን ኣይቀተሎን ትግርኛ ተዛረብቲ በዓል ኣብይ በዓሎም ከይዶም ተዘይቀትሎም እምበር ሸኔ ይኹን ካልእ ይኹን ምንም ዓይነት ንህዝቢ ትግራይ ንህዝቢ ኢትዮጵያ ዘእምን ማስረጃ ዘይብሎም ክሪኤት ዝተገበረ ድራማ ጥራሕ ኮይኑ እዩ ረኺብናዮ ዘለና ሕዚ እውን ግን ህዝቢ ትግራይ ንምጥፋእ ቅድሚ ሕዚ ኣብ 604ኛ ኮር ዝተደምሰሱ ጀነራላት ናይ ህዝቢ ትግራይ ስረን ናይ ህዝቢ ትግራይ በትርን ዝፈልጡ ጀነራላት ሕዚ ተሲኦም ንህዝቢ ትግራይ ውግእ ይውጅሉ ኣለዉ ዝን ህዝቢ ትግራይ ውግእ ኣውጀምሉ ዘለዉ ድማ እቶም ትማሊ ዝተሰዓሩ እዮም እቶም ትማሊ ዝተሰዓሩ ሕዚ እውን ኣይደቀሱልናን ዘለዉ ان برغادير جنرال چمدا ولا ان چمدا دي ولا قلب اب ويب سايت قدم حزون اب فيسبوك كله ززارب زرلو سباي اب 604ኛ ኮር اب كله زنبره ናይ ትግራዋይ ስረይ ፈልጦ ግን ሕዝውን ህሊናኦም ኣይተቀበሎምን ዘሎ نحنا مس منغسو هايلا ماريام كنوادق كلنا كنتخوز كلنا ناي سلام حتوتات كساب زموت كساب الدسابة خبيبنا حيزنا يعون ناي سلام زربا عيقوارتنا نيرنا حزب خاب زموت سب خاب زموت بسلام شقرنا نفتح اب تربيزا وانبر زيرنا نفتح الزبل مدارة كل جيزي اوفر يقبر نيريو بزباويا نهارنا تقرأ حزون جن زم سبات زياتهم سلقاتنا حزب تجراي نبر ناي سلام دليت حزب تجراي سلام كنبر حزب تجراي ناي حزب تجراي ناي سلام دليتون ناي فلطاتو بلصاتن قبلوا سلا زي قالو كل جزي اب تحتي رقيصم كنورو سلا زدليو زوزيني دما حزب تجراي يكون مانم سب قبلوا سلا زي يقولوا اتمدرخ ملكوع ايرو حزي حزب اورومون حزب محران حزب عفار حزب صوماليا بمولو اب ناي حوحات مسمر تخطيلو اب حاده سوليداريتي اتيلو اذا تفكروا زلو صبوق كنتات بنكبكابي حزنا ناب عوت كنوسدو ناي مرارحه ناي قراربا بسلت يدلي تغطيمو زلو تحز تغطيمو زلو opportunity بتنقا عند حزنا اكابينا نزغبور سلاماو سلفتات ناي ابي احمد صره حزبنت نخنقالصن نخنقالعن يغبئنا سلازي ناي نبعل كاساي چمدا فخران غوران نعانا ندحريت كملسنا يخلني ناي نبعل منغوس هايله ماريام فخران غوران ندحريت كملسنا يخلني ناي نبعل ابي احمد فخران غوران نعانا ندحريت كملسنا يخلني لذي حزب تግራይ منئسي بمولخا effectively سرح نسرح ندحر كوينا على فيسبوك بمزرامن لايك بمقبارن طرح زي كونه نزوج كرييت زغبور زلو بيتيشنات بمفرام تغارو تزاربنا اميدي دس تغارو بمخوانا طرح تزقرب زلو مثاليتات ريهم ياهم قلصي منم عينت تغرينيا تزارابي وانجلنيا اي مالتي بزياتهم عين تغرينيا بمزرانا وانجلنياتات كنكون ينخلن تغرينيا نزلو مودو امحارون تغارون وانجلنياتات كوني ايغبو من نير تغرينيا تزارابي اشباري الكا ليفل مغبار طرحيب تناتاتهم علامه تغرينيا تزارابي اشباري الكا ليفل بمغبار تغرينيا نزارو سبات بعالم درجه ليفل غيركا موصئن مأتون نخيهلونا عاصيوم مناخ نورون كغزኡና ዕድመልከና ሆምጣና ጥራሕም ዝደሊ ዘለው ና ኢሳያስ ጉብኝት ንግልጽውን እዚ ማእከል ዝከበረ አብይ አህመድ ወላሂ ለምሂሉልካ እዩ ናትካ ዓጾካን ክስታህ ገብረካን አይደልን ነገር ግን ህዝባውያን ሓርነት ትግራይ ዝበሃሉ ዓድታትን ግን የጣዕና አፍዎ ስለ ዘለው ምሳና ኾንካ ክትሕግዝ ንዓቶም ክትወቅዕ ናይ ገንዘብ ሓገዝ ክትገብረልና እዚ ተገርካልና መሳርያ እንተይብካልና ገንዘብ ተይብካልና ንህዝብ ትግራይ ክነጥፎ ኢና ህዝብ ትግራይ ተጠፊ ድማ ከምድለኻ ማይ ክትረክብ ኢኻ ማይ ክትሰቲ ኢኻ ማይ አይን ዓጽዎን ዝብል ናይ ሰለስተ መዓልቲ ቪዚት እዚ ማእከል ዝገበረ ካሊ ምንም ዓይነት ንህዝብ ትግራይ ወይ ንህዝብ ኤርትራ ዝጠቅም አጀንዳ ኢሳያስ ነይርዎውን አይፈልጥን ክህልዎውን አይኽእልን አብይ አህመድም በተመሳሳለ ሆሞ 10 ጊዜ ና መድረክ እንዳወፀ ሬንጀር ተኸዲኑ እንዳመፀ ናጫሎ ኦቲሌ ንጃዋር አሲሮዬ በቀለ ገርባ አሲሮዬ ትውግ አብዝ ከተማ ይዘሎ ሙጹ እና ከምኦቶም ክገብረኩም እንዳበለ ይዝፍክር ዘሎ ጭራሽ ኣብ ኢትዮጵያ ዘሎ ሚዲያታት ዓጽዩ ፌስቡክ ዓጽዩ ኣብ ወፃእ ዘለና ሰባት ንኸይንዛረብ ኣብ ኤምባሲታት ምስ ወፃእ ዘሎ መንግስታት ምስ ኣምባሳደራት ተዘራሪበ ኢትዮጵያ ከፍርሱ ዝደልዩ አክቲቪስታት ከኣስሮም እየ እንዳበለ ዝእውጅ ዘሎ ናይ ምዝራብ መሰል ኣብ ኢትዮጵያ ዘሎ ህዝቢ ጥራሕ ዘይኮነስ ኣብ ወፃእ እንነብር ኢትዮጵያውያን እውን ብኣፍና ክዓጽወናን ብኣፍናን ክሕዘናን ይዝደሊ ዘሎ ዞዚን ድማ ማን በምንም ተአምር ተቀባልነት ይብሉ ማንንም ሰብ ቆቦላ ይኸልን ማንንም ሰብ ንዝኾም ዚ ዓይነት ዕድል ዘለው ኤምባሲታት ኣምባሳደራት ስሮሖም ፈቆደ የመን ከርተት ዝብሉ ዘለው ተጋሩ ኣብ ፈቆዶ ሳዑዲ አረቢያ ተኣሲሮም ዘለው ተጋሩን ካልኦት ኢትዮጵያውያንን نزياتهم advocate كوني قبونيرو نزياتهم تقبلوا مجمرة سلطان كحزكالو إثيوبيان حيزو خدكو ناي أونك أولاد سنوبرو وانجلنياتات نإثيوبيا سرعات كتفو لعلن تحت نزولو زنورو اند أراري بنا إثيوبيان إيرلاينز مالالو سومنيرو حزقن انتم مساخين تقارو مساخين إثيوبيان ناي نابرا لوطو خمسو استسددو بحمام دا تساقيو ወንጀለኛታት እዮም ናይ ኢትዮጵያን ተመጽኦም ወንጀል ክፈጥሩ እዮም ሽብር ክፈጥሩ እዮም ብምባል ረፊዝ ገይርዎ ኣሎ ኣይቅበለኩምን ኢሉ ረፊዝ ገይርዎም ኣሎ ናይ ኢትዮጵያ ናይ ተጋሩ ውድባት ቡምለን ናይ ኮሚቲ ኤስጂቲ ይኹን ናይ ትግራይ ኮሚኒቲ ይኹን ቡምለን አልሚኒያ ይኹን ዞም ተጋሩ ከመይ ጌርና ናብ ዓዶም ክንምልሶም ኣለና ዝብል ተደጋጋሚ አኺባታት እንዳገወር መማረጽ ሐሳብታት ይፈጥሩ አለው ንዚ ክንሕግዝን ንዚ ብትኹረት ክንጥምትን ይግባአና ዘምቶ ቮይስ ዲኢፒአይ ኮነትን ዘላ ብሕማም ብዓበቕ ብኢንፌክሽን ብጥሜት ኣብ የመን ኣብ ስዑድ ዓረብያ ዘይንሶም መሲሎም ዘለው ኣሕዋትና ተቐቢላ መእትወቶም ነይራ نعنا زي كونت نتجار زي تخون إثيوبيا ጭራሽ ወንጀለኛታት ገበርና ኢትዮጵያ በተጋሪ አብዚ በጽሐ ኢትዮጵያ በተጋሪ ዝኹለይዝ ቢውልድ ዝገበርናዮ ቢውልዲንጋት ይቃጸለሉ ሕጂ አብይ አሕመድ እኮ ተዛሪቡ ንዓይን ድሕር ዘይትመርጹ ነኾንኩም ንሽሕ ዓመቱን ከም ዘይትምለስ ኢትዮጵያ ድዕምስምስ ከብላየ ኸቃጽላየ ኢሉ ከምቲ ዝወለ ድማ ይገብረሎ በኦሮምኛ ተዛሪቡዎ ይዚ አብይ አሕመድ ኦሮሞ ህዝብ ንዓይን ድሕር ዘይመርጽ ኮይኑ ንዓይን ድሕር ከም ንጉስ ዘይርኤን ኮይኑ ኢትዮጵያ አፈራሪሰያ ዝመጉት ይሉ እኔ እስካሁን በህይወቴ እስካለሁ ድረስ ኢትዮጵያ ከኢትዮጵያ በላይ ማንም የለም ከኔ በላይ ማንም የለም እዩ ናቶ ዘራረባ ካብዓሉ ካብ አብይ ንዓቀም ማንም ሰብ ከም ዘየለ ገይሪ ዝርኢ ዘሎ ዘረው መደረታት ኩሉ ግልጽ እዩ ንአብይ ከም አብይ መጠን እንድሕር ደኣ ከም ንጉስ ዘይተቀበል ኮይና ኢትዮጵያ አፈራሪሱ ድዕምስምስ አቢሉ ትዝነበረ ልምዓት ብሙሉ ምንም አይነት ክንድዚያ ከም ዘይተርፍ ተዛሪቡ ስለዚህ ናይ ብልጽግና መራሕቲ ኮንፊደንስ ዘይብሎም ጀዝባ እንዳበለ ዝጸርፎም ንሱ ዝወሎም ዝተዛረቦም ከም ቡኡን ዘይኽእሉ ዓርሰ እምነት ዘይብሎም ብውሽጢ ዝዛረብዎ ዘይፈልጡ ዝተጻሕፈሎም ካብታ መስመር ንኸይወፁ እንዳተንቀጥቀጡ ናይ ውግእ ዲክላሬሽን መደረ ዝህቡ በዓል ንጉሰ ጥላሁን እዮም ዘለዎ ኣብዚ ኣብ ኢትዮጵያ ስለዚህ we have to make sure that we are aware what's going on in Ethiopia. So እዚህ ሀበልና ዝቀርብ ሓደ ሓሳባት እንደርሃሊ ከባሃትኩም ክሰምዐ ክሳብ ሽዑ ግን ሓደ ደርፎ ኣቅርበልኩም እየ Okay. كلاي بإثيوبيا درجة بعالم درجة بزعب أبي أحمد الزرب زلو كلاي تسمعوا هذه أخباركم إيه؟
To the murder of a singer, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has failed to deliver the peace he promised. Under him, Ethiopia has returned to chaos and violence. Political challengers have been jailed. The military has been set loose. Human rights abuses continue. And digest this. This Prime Minister received the Nobel Peace Prize only last year.
Mourners by the burial site were crying as the coffin was lowered into the ground. In it lay Hakalu Hundesha, one of Ethiopia's most popular singers. He inspired a generation of Oromo, Ethiopia's largest but marginalized ethnic group. His anthems became a rallying cry during protests that overthrew the previous government. On June 29th, Hundesha was assassinated in the capital, Addis Ababa. Members of the Oromo community blamed other ethnic groups for the killing. Ever since, the state of Oromo has been locked in a bloody ethnic conflict. Over 200 people are dead, mostly civilians. Reports say some of the killings were carried out by military wings with hardline political views. The consequence of the Prime Minister ABIY Ahmed's decision to send troops to stop the violence. Following the unrest, the government has arrested 3,500 people, including high-profile opposition leaders and members of his own ethnic group, the Oromo. The internet has been cut off. Observers say the crackdown was not just about ethnic clashes. It was political cleansing, the wiping out of the opposition. The Prime Minister even appeared in military fatigues. Remember, he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for ending a war and raising hopes of democratic change. Now, under him, Ethiopia is returning to violence and chaos. He was touted as a young, democratic leader. He preached peace in a land ridden by ethnic conflict. Elected to office in 2018, Abiy exposed an Ethiopian nationalism, not defined by ethnicity. He said he will knit together the 80 nations within Ethiopia. Political prisoners were released. The ones in exile were allowed to return. Freedom of the press was restored. But some of the groups have failed to lay down their arms. Last year, Abiy's top advisor and the army chief were assassinated, so the military action has increased. According to human rights organizations, the military is still committing abuses. Many believe Abiy's democratic patience is running out, and that he may return to the strongman tactics so familiar in Ethiopia until his election. After Abiy's initial reforms, Ethiopia was hailed as the model democracy in Africa. Not anymore. Since April 2018, borders between Ethiopia's 9 ethnic federal states have been the scene of deadly clashes. Close to 3 million people have fled their homes. This makes Ethiopia the country with the highest number of internally displaced people. Was the Nobel Committee too quick in awarding the Peace Prize to Abiy Ahmed? Bureau Report, WION. World is one.
In Ethiopia.
That's it. That's what I'm talking about. The Nobel Peace Prize was given to the wrong person, and the committee flawed action is not acceptable by Ethiopian nor other African people. The Norwegian Nobel Committee, which gives the 2019 Nobel Peace Prize medallion to Ethiopia Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, had made disappointment for several Ethiopians in Africa and in Africa. If the committee was in touch with people of Africa, they should give for those who work hard and change the status of their people poverty rate and peace, such as the former Prime Minister Meles Zenawi and also the current president of Rwanda. Meles had tried everything to make with peace with Eritreans. He helped Eritreans to achieve a successful referendum. He was able to finance the entire Eritrean budget until they print their own currency. He begged Isaias to solve the problem peacefully. And also after he won the war, he stopped the war from going all the way down to Asmara. Not only that, but also he helped multiple Eritreans to stay in Tigray region until they transited to other neighboring countries, to Europe and America. After he won the war, he did not argue with Isaias. He went back to fight the main Ethiopian enemy called poverty. He suspended the war and he resumed building Ethiopia. And he made a remarkable change, double-digit development, and picked as top model from Africa in his leadership, but Mallas was not selected for the Nobel Peace Prize. Why? That's my question. Why Mallas was not selected for the Nobel Peace Prize? We already know the African who love their people and work hard do not get appreciations, but false accusation. So we are asking the Norway committee to return Abiy Nobel Peace Prize back, since Abiy is already declared a war towards his own people. Nothing was initiated by Abiy Ahmed to make peace between Ethiopia and Eritrean people. The peace initiative was made now for the people of Ethiopia and Eritrea, but the benefit of the leadership to get rid of the strongest party in Ethiopia called TPLF. That is the reality of the initiative. Peace in between the two countries. The Algiers demarcation deal still remains the same. Abiy purposely play a huge role to dismiss the international pressure on the dictator president of Eritrea. Diplomatic relationship between the people is still closed. The borders are closed. The air route is closed. There is no marketing in between those two countries. Everything is still remains closed because of Abiy Ahmed and because of the Eritrean president Isaias. People are still suffering all over. People are in Yemen. Ethiopian people, Eritrean people, Tigray people are suffering in Yemen, in Saudi Arabia, in other countries. They are dying. They are getting sick. There is no way. If they wanted to cross the border, they've been killed by those two dictatorship leaders in Ethiopia and Eritrea. Abiy administration has given the unacceptable reason to postpone the election time and decided to stay in power. Accordingly, the opposition party leaders who gave an interview which shows that the current government will not have a legitimacy. After September 30th, for those who said the above sentences thrown to jail by creating special case. The Abiy administration set up to kill the young, well-known freedom fighter Hachalu Hundessa, which he knew that will create a big chaos, since Hachalu was already given an interview that the government is killing multiple Oromo people, and the killing was so silent, and such a thing, he said, is way worse than the last 27 years of the TPLF administration. That interview was broadcasted just before he was killed. That was the main reason why Hachalu was killed. And the killing of the singer raises multiple questions. And it was a good opportunity for Abiy administration to jail all the opposition party leaders, such as Bekele Garba, Jawar Mohammed, Lidoto Ayalew, Engineer Ilekal, and also a number of media are locked down And to mention a few, Tigray media, the Oromo Media Network, the Awramba Times, some other small medias who interviewed the victim of family, General Sa'ar Mokonnen, and others. So far, the Abiy administration has killed multiple generals, like General Sa'ar, General Gazabarra, a lot of them, and the state governments, a number of influential singers and humiliated people who were very influential, investors, forced to flee out of the country. Their money was frozen in the bank. They cannot do any marketing. They cannot do any investment. They are not allowed to stimulate the economy. So everything has made a political instability with no evidence, just because they kept their state insecurity in the entire Ethiopia. He continues to abuse the Tigray people government as a cause of the instability right now, with no evidence, just because they kept their state and their people in a better shape, and because they decided to do the election when it is due. As a result, we as Ethiopians are demanding the European Union, the Norwegian Committee, the United States of America, the African Union, the Human Rights Watch to apply and advocate pressure and sanction for the serial killer administration of ABIY Ahmed. We are calling all Ethiopians to stand together against the serial killer Abiy administration. Ethiopian people are already showing their solidarity all over the world, and such a great solidarity should continue until all the political prisoners are released from jail, until all nations and nationalities are free again, until the internet is opened back to people of Ethiopia, until the Oromo Media Network is back to air, until the Tigray TV is back to air, until the Awramba Times owner is free from jail, and others, all other medias are back to air, until the Abiy administration removed from the power. Thank you so much, Cyber Power of Tigray. Please share until this message is going to the Norwegian Committee, Norway.